my home team, my loyalty. I'm at Uptown Royalty. We fight for all DC. Who are we? I speak facts, facts. I'm not making riddles. The Hawks open big old holes for John Riggle. Chantella's on the team, and you knew that he was smasher. Darryl Green is on the team, and you know nobody's faster. Thought you was gonna score, but I knew that he would catch her. And Doug Williams was the first black quarterbacker to win the big dance. Got 3 rings, win in the big dance. When you got Joe Gibbs, you got a good chance. Let me tell you something about some good fans. Back in the day, RFK was our palace. If you don't know, you need to ask about us. Think we're gonna lose? Well, I can't believe you doubt us. Had the whole crowd screaming out, "We want Dallas!" Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. 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 We fight for all DC.
That's enough of that, right? Well, good evening, everybody. Game Time Brian here, otherwise known as the mailman in my mama's basement, doing a channel member Zoom call. And I don't know what to say. I'm sure you guys are watching with as what I'm watching. Donald Trump is lucky. Very, very lucky. I don't know how somebody got into this arena with a firearm. You would think they would be, they should follow the NFL's security policy, because if you go to the NFL draft, it's crazy. But let me welcome in everybody. I'm sure we'll talk about this as well as anything else we want to talk about. But listen, we can't sit here and ignore the fact that this should not happen, whether we like Trump or don't like Trump. This is wrong, people. This is wrong. This goes back a long time, right, boys?
Yeah, we're definitely putting our guards down, man.
I mean this goes back to Lincoln. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on.
A lot of hate, a lot of hatred going on right now.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of hate, man.
I mean, it's a terrible time we live in.
It's not a good time. And listen, I'm not getting political, people. I don't want nobody to get political, but we got to talk about it. What's up, Rob? How are you, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, we got to fix the problems we got going on.
I just want everybody to know. I'm just going to say this: any of us that have kids, it's sad because our debt keeps going up, and I want everybody just to know one thing. And I'm not talking politics, but let's just be honest here. Remember, a few years ago, we printed money, we print money. The more you print money, the more it lowers the value and inflation, and that's what's killing us now. It's like, I'm sure everybody goes to the store, everybody, emotions are high, and we need somebody that's going to bring us together, and it's going to, guys, the walls may have to come down, and that's scary, before we could truly be together as a people. But in the end, we got NFL football. So let's talk some football. Trump is okay. He had a grazed ear. The shooter's dead. There's a spectator dead, and another one in serious, dire.
I mean, the last assassination attempt we had was Ronald Reagan, and you would think they'd have learned from that.
Well,
and it's
Yeah, but his was a point blank range. This one was from long.
Yeah, this was from about far. Yeah, they're not really.
I hate to say it. I don't know that it was far. I think the guy was in the crowd, guys, and it wasn't a very strong.
We don't know yet.
Well, that's what they're basically saying, because I just listened to an interview of somebody in the crowd saying they were next to the guy who got shot. So we'll see. But that they pointed him out. And took care of him immediately. Shooter was on a roof. Okay, Victor James. Again, I don't know. Again, I don't know that we should be having these sort of rallies anymore.
No,
it's pretty
Too
sad.
dangerous.
You know,
he does love those rallies, though. He likes to be out there.
I know he
mingling,
does,
yeah.
but he's lucky, Rob. He's lucky.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, very lucky.
It
But
hits your
I mean,
ear.
another
he'll
few
continue to do
inches,
them.
and that
and
could
he don't have a
him
filter.
seriously.
He don't. That's the thing. He does not have a filter.
No,
He speaks his mind,
And that's fine. But
That's fine. But
But
to some people get offended.
I mean-
and that's what happened.
a lot of people get offended when that happens.
I
That's
mean,
why
look-
we're kind of divisive as a
look
country
at
right now.
look at John F. Kennedy. Again, this is a long time ago, but you know, he was with his wife, his family, and he gets his and you know, we could all talk about what really happened if we really think of what they're telling us. Yeah. You know, again, that's for another day, another story, but it's just a shame. This is not good for our country. I think this only makes him stronger, to be honest with you. I think this is.
I think you're right.
I think this just emboldens Trump, and then you know, I don't know how. As a lifelong,
You seen it right there. He after he got up, he was like,
yeah.
Fist
Well,
up
I
in the
was
air.
telling
He didn't
Lloyd-
want to go. He didn't want to go. He wanted to continue with
but
the rally.
You know, what's so funny is I don't know how well you guys are with history. Did you know that Teddy Roosevelt got shot and he continued to give a speech
Yeah.
while he was shot? Hold on one second.
Yep.
though.
Yeah. It's
In fact, he still had the bullet in his, even up to the
yes,
day he
yeah.
died.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
I mean, yeah, Teddy Roosevelt gave a speech for it was a pretty lengthy speech too. Look it up. He got
think it was
shot,
about 2
and I
hours.
think his glasses case is what protected him. It
Yeah.
glazed him, but it was crazy. I was like, damn.
Yeah, and like I said, we're not here to take political sides. We're here to comment on what happened. You know,
My
Brian, I'm
son was
scared.
saying that he read something that it was one of the people at the rally that got the gunman, not the Secret Service.
Yeah. But I don't know I don't really know. We're hearing a lot of people. We are definitely hearing a lot. But again, it's good to talk about. But again, we got to be careful, like with the political stuff, because
But
again,
you know, even with the technology we have now, they got like 3D printers, and you could go make like a
yeah.
gun out of a 3D printer.
Yeah, that's
you
that
know, get
movie,
it
Heck,
through,
Yeah.
all
like,
you
metal
gotta
detectors,
do is
stuff like
watch
that.
that
Clint
movie
Eastwood.
In the Line of Duty.
Yeah, in the
Or
line of fire. Yeah,
In the Line of Fire.
yeah.
That's how easy it is.
Yeah. But that's what I said, Troy. I think this country, unfortunately, you remember the days, and we could like circle back. We could circle back to where when we first started watching sports and how close we could get to the athletes. I mean, I got
Yeah.
pictures of me walking up at the Veterans Stadium, which is where the Eagles used to play. They would pull the bus right outside the door. You could
Yeah,
sit
you can
there,
get right up to him.
and the players would literally walk right by you.
Yeah.
I got somebody's background on. Could just turn it down a tad. I don't know if
That's
it's
probably
just a little bit, Troy. Just a little bit. But
That
yeah.
ain't
Go ahead. What's up, man? What's up, Thomas?
what's going on. That ain't nothing, Brian. I used to work down. I used to work down at the stadium. I used to be an usher down there for the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, okay.
And man, you talk about closeness. After the game, the fans would be the fence. You can literally touch the players as they're walking past the fans.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
When they're going back to their cars after the game. That's just how close it is.
Yeah. Victor says, makes me want to move to Canada. Yeah, my wife said that years ago, Victor. Unfortunately, this is where I'm gonna reside. I'm not leaving the country, but it's just I just want to make it. I'll just say this: it's just weird how the political parties have all changed. Back in the day, the Republicans were the Democrats, the Democrats were the Republicans, and for my money, both of these parties don't speak for the majority of the people. They just
It seems to me that there's not even two parties anymore. It's more of three parties of your your
Well,
traditional Republican, and then you have the far right.
Well,
and
you
then
got the far
far right, because you have
left
the
and
far left, and then the
yeah,
and then the traditional blue.
yeah,
So
and it's pretty. I don't care where you fall. I just think the fars are the problem.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm just saying the fars are the problem. Okay.
I wonder, not to be funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's
You know,
like
not
other
to-
than Rob A, it's like our Dallas Cowboys. You know, we got two old men that are stuck set in their ways. We
Yeah.
need some young, fresh people in there
Yeah,
to turn our
yeah.
team around.
Yeah.
And we need a young president, a younger president that can relate to the younger generation, you know,
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
trying to keep things the old
Mike
crappy way.
Aldana, I was thinking the same thing, my brother, but I don't want to be speculative. Just saying. But what were you going to say, Troy?
Not to be funny or anything, but I wonder if he heard the bullet go by him. You know, they say you can hear the bullet fly right by you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw it. He grabbed his ear. He felt it.
yeah.
What's going on, Marcus?
Probably sounded like a bee or something.
Man, this is the thing. If he was an inch over more,
Yeah, it was
that could've
over.
been-
He would have been
It
hit.
was done.
That would have been like Robert Kennedy all over
That's
again.
wrong. Well, that's
John
the
F.
thing.
Kennedy.
Yeah. Well, both of them, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
One was shot in a
Yeah.
restaurant.
Well,
and
I
the other
follow
one-
Robert Kennedy Jr. I don't have to get too specific, but yeah,
Sure.
I like him. Let's leave it at that. And Duke is a powerhouse. He's 70. He's got a 6-pack. He could do push-ups for days. He's a little kooky, but aren't we all? But the fact that he's even even running is crazy, because some of the things he's saying, I agree with a lot of it. But listen, the people who care are the multi-billion-dollar like companies like Vanguard and BlackRock and all these like Northrop Grumman's and the Boeing. That's who runs our country, people. So this guy's coming out against that. He gonna get assassinated too, and it's a shame. Because I'm like, they don't want anybody who wants to stop the money flow to these greedy billionaires. They don't want that. So it's both of these parties right now. They're both behind the scenes. If Democrats, believe it or not, the Democrats lose, they are saying, well, at least Trump will win, because we know he's going to pretty much have us going in the same direction. And
I hate to say this, but
likewise.
looking at the outside looking in, what do you think other countries are thinking? Oh, dang. Somebody went in there and got that close. You never know what people are plotting.
Well, we got
man.
our president that's calling the president of Ukraine, Putin, and it's just like
he called Vice
on,
President
man.
Trump. I mean,
Yeah, you just nailed it.
from the outside looking in, it just doesn't look good.
I got news for you, people. We think that the president doesn't have that much power. If at 2:00 in the morning they have to wake up the president and we're getting attacked, it's his decision on what they do. They don't look at somebody else. That's why they have these protocols to deem somebody fit, because it's going to be your call. What are you going to look at your wife, Jill, and say, well, what are we doing? Are we launching an attack, or are we going to do what? It's scary times, people. Very scary. But let's try and circle back to football. Let's kind of rein her in here. Hamid,
Who's that in the background?
That's what I said. I don't know who. Somebody's yelling.
It's my son in it's my son in his room. He's playing a video game.
All right. What's good, y'all? What's good? Is this CNN, Marcus? Nah, man. We're just commenting. I told
This
Rob,
is CNN 2.
Yeah. Listen.
This is CNNFL.
This is CNN.
There you
NFL.
go.
Yeah.
The CN NFL. That's right.
All right. Well, then let's listen. I think it would have been irresponsible not to at least bring it up. And if we hear things, we will talk about it. So
Agreed.
that's why we did it. This is our country here. It doesn't matter what side you sit on at the end, we're all Americans. That's what people have to remember. We've gotten away from having a conversation, and listen, we could sit back. There's bigger things in life, Brad, than to be mad at me, but whatever. Listen, why are you mad at me, Brad? What did I do now? Except be a hardworking guy who's busting my ass. What did I do that you're upset about, Brad?
Yeah, let's look at some of the chats here. Let's see. We
Get
got
to the chat.
Twiz, Hamid, Brad, Drew, Devil Dog, Vinny Hagen, Michael Rizzo, Marcus Blackman. What's going on, yo? How's everybody feeling on this Saturday?
Dude, he's a channel.
Oh, yeah, that's why he's mad at you. Brian, you gave him a wrench.
Brad, I could take it away if he gets out of line. He's had a wrench for a week. Where you been?
Hey, Loyal, to your point, not to kind of veer back with what we were just talking about, I agree with you, man. We just got to get some younger candidates in there to, run for president. And with that said, I mean, it really just takes us to go out there and vote when primaries are out. I think we just need more participation if that's the direction we really want to go. People got to get out and vote.
Well, I've kind of come up with this thing that,
What's going on, Marcus?
Going off of Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, it's turning more into the government for the rich, by the rich, and, that kind of a thing.
Unfortunately, I'm wearing your shirt and no women are showing up. I thought it was a chick magnet. Dude, you're wearing the wrong shirt if you want a chick magnet. Look at this. I have an ugly mug. Come on now. But again, and I don't really want to go down too deep, but I don't know how anybody could disagree. Oh God, I hate talking about this because
I think you have to have money to run. There's just no doubt about it.
Well, I just think I think the people,
money's what's going to run.
Yeah, like I never got into Bitcoin, not to get too sidetracked, but I never got into it, but I like the idea of it because it's pretty sad that you earn money, right? And the government can then change the value of that said money. Like our money, let's say you have a bank account, right? Or a 401k. The government is what controls how it goes, right? How it runs. If you have it in any sort of stock market, the government controls your money. Whereas, we need to get back to the day of currency where a dollar will be worth $1 forever, and then be able to use that said currency. It is good, but it's just so many scams out there, and we're just so deep. It's sad because what I was going to earlier, and we'll get to football, people. We're in no rush tonight, so let's just have a conversation here. Like the main thing I'm really concerned about is our kids, as we speak, are not going to be as well off as we are, as right now as we speak. They will not be able to, because when I was born, my mother was at home. My mother had a part-time job. My dad was working a lot, but now it's like everybody, both people have to work, and now the prices and inflation are going so high that when you get a raise at work, it seems like nothing. It gets eaten up like that with the inflation. When you go to the store and you're like, oh my God, a pizza is now $16.
You don't see that raise.
Right.
Combo meal McDonald's is $10.
You know what I mean? Think about that.
There's no longer the $5 foot.
I don't care what
like
party
that.
you are. Party aside, that's BS. You know what I mean? Our dollar don't mean nothing anymore. And my kids, good luck trying to find a house. I don't know. Do you guys? Hey, I know you live. It's Roy. I know, and Thomas. There's some expensive houses in Utah, right? So,
Yep.
And they're giving out these mortgages left and right to people who probably shouldn't be getting mortgages. What do you think is going to happen in a few years? I mean,
we're gonna see another thing like we did under Clinton.
It's crazy.
We're going to see
even beyond. Yeah, I mean, 2008 when the bubble burst from giving out loans to
housing
everybody.
market.
Yep.
Yeah.
I brought my tools.
That was rough.
Jerky boys. Wrap your. Oh, here we go. Brad's texting me. Everybody. Brad's texting me. What I do now?
Yeah. Game time.
Oh, there you go, Brad.
Same thing
You're
here in Colorado,
strong.
man. Colorado is expensive to live. The median house here in Colorado, I think, is like $550,000.
That's
That's
thing,
about
man.
what it is here too.
But think about that, Rob. Think about that. Now, I know me. This is not too long ago. This is not too long ago. I was looking at a house. When I say that, probably, let's say 20 maybe 2012. I don't know. Maybe let's say 2012. I was looking at a house. I was either going to stay here, add on, or go buy another house. I said, all right, there's a house for $250,000 at the time. It was a huge house. You know what the taxes were on that said house? And this
Probably
is
around 3,000.
hold your hat. This is in 2012, Troy. It was, what was it, Tina? $11,000.
Taxes?
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So think about that. That's the state of New Jersey. Like my house here, we added on,
Hold on, y'all.
I would say, what are we paying now? I'm paying like $7,000. I'm about paying about $7,000 a year now in taxes. But just imagine that house I got. Yeah, it was big, it was beautiful, but I couldn't afford the taxes at $11,000 a year. That's almost what, $900 a month, $850.
Do they put it into your mortgage payment?
Yeah, if they escrow it and beyond your homeowner's insurance on top of that, your escrow is well over.
But you know what I mean? I know somebody that I work with who just has a mortgage. And it's absolutely nuts. Their mortgage is $3,500 a month, and the house is old. The house is old.
Whoa,
and
no.
I'm like, what are you like?
What were you thinking?
Man.
I'm just like, and their parents were trying to stop them. I'm like, you got to be.
What were you thinking?
Well, yeah, house poor is what they're thinking. Yeah, they don't understand what they don't understand.
I could definitely feel their pain. I mean, I pay $3,300 on mine, and my taxes are $10,000.
Yeah.
I wish I would have sold my house. I regret.
You know
now.
Brian, no offense to none where they smoking crack when they sign the dotted line or what? Damn.
But like Rob said, he pays 33. So, but okay. Well, Rob,
I'll
just tell you this. They're both postal workers, the husband and the wife. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're not like they're making that much money. No, they don't make that much money. I'm not rich. So I think I'm at top pay for a city carrier without overtime. I want to say is maybe 76 without overtime. So if you get overtime, whatever, that's great. But they're not at top pay, and one's a rural carrier, one's a clerk. They just started relatively within the last few years, so they're probably making half of that.
Minimal.
Minimal.
So
that's house poor right there.
I don't know. Maybe there was saving money. I don't know, but that's a lot of money. So anyway, I don't want to get off the beaten path, people. I just want to say HOA, like my man Phil, prime time. He just he's going to be good. He just long story short, he's probably going to be moving soon. But he has an HOA. How much was Phil's HOA? You remember? It was a lot. It was a lot, and he lives in a nice part of Naples, Rob. So if you ever been to Florence,
We got ours.
But here's the deal:
we got our home.
You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't have a car parked out in front of your house.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like
they want your trash cans in right away.
It's crazy.
I'm in the HOA, and it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad but good at the same time, especially if you have neighbors that have broken down cars and stuff.
I'll say this about my HOA, and I'll leave it alone. They let some of our neighbors get away with a lot of stuff that they didn't us. So, okay. Whatever.
What's that? I'm sorry. What's that?
I said our HOA lets some of our neighbors get away with a lot of stuff.
Now, the good thing about it is if there's anything goes wrong with the house, like they came in and fixed Phil's roof, and that was all on the HOA. So that's good. But it's just kind of, the good and the bad. But anyway,
when we got our home, we paid $120,000 in 2005. If we were to sell it now,
looking
we could
good,
get up
Brad.
pretty close to 400,000. So we would make over 280,000 on the sale of this home.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
and I'm only paying about
the idea
$1,200 a month for
The idea is
our payments more than that.
Yeah, the idea is to be able to move up. I bought this house for I don't know, 89. I think back in 97. I've done a lot of work to it, and now it's over 300. So I'm good, but I live in more of a depressed area, so it's probably one of the nicer But it is what it is, man. Let's try and focus on some football. What do you guys want to? A breaking news, Drew. Jerry Jones was the shooter. No, Jerry loves him sometimes.
That ought to make Eagles fans happy.
No, that should make Dallas fans happy.
Yeah,
now
he's
you guys
locked
can't.
up.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
No, he's not locked up. He would be dead.
Nah.
That's
It'd
not
be,
good.
yeah, but
Yeah.
now you can't get in your own way now.
Well,
So I mean, that'd be good for you guys.
But then we got Catboy. Jerry is
That's
not going to be
true.
around too much longer. So, all right, where do
So
you guys
rest
want
in
to start?
peace. Rest in peace to Monty Kiffin. I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, Monty
Yeah.
Kiffin
That's
That's Monty
news.
Kiffin. Yeah, he passed away.
and Richard Simmons.
Yeah,
I
seen
heard
that.
Richard Simmons.
Sorry,
I didn't hear
but
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Richard Simmons died. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Michael Dunn.
Well, he was.
Well, he had
like-
been sick.
Yeah,
He had been
some
sick
kind of
anyway,
skin
Richard Simmons.
cancer. Yeah, he had some kind of
Yeah.
skin
Yeah, he
cancer.
had some sort of cancer. I think.
Dr. Ruth
Right.
died. Yes. So it's weird, Donald dodged the 3. he dodged.
literally
it.
dodged
he
the
dodged
bullet.
it. The Don.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. The shit, and that's in bad taste because if you watch the video, there's literally people standing behind him saying "You're fired," and then he drops. That's a little
Joe
weird.
Biden. That's what the sign said. It was Joe Biden.
I
you're
know,
fired.
but all I saw was "You're fired." And next thing you know, he's
Yeah.
like, "Bam!" So hey, just like who was it? They had a shoe thrown at him. Remember at a press conference?
George Bush.
George. No,
Remember they threw a,
Yeah, it was,
remember they threw a
W.
shoe at
It was
George
Dub.
Bush, and he
yeah, it was
dodged
Dub.
it. What's up, Tommy?
No, talking about
Montoya?
Bush Jr. or Senior.
Senior, I think. I know it was Junior.
No, it was
No,
Junior.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
Junior.
It was Junior.
It's got a shoe thrown at him.
Yeah, George W. Bush Jr. was a trip. He was funny.
Oh, God, he could throw a baseball. So that's
Yeah.
So that's impressive. Teflon Don.
Yeah, I think he. I think it was in the. He was addressing.
Brad says, "Can the Muppets go on a permanent, efficient trip?" Yeah, right. All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's try and focus in here. Only.
I'm looking for something to talk about.
Well, we got plenty of stuff, but Rob, you got anything? What do you want to talk about?
Man, just the talking heads this whole week is all about Hard Knocks. I mean, that's just crazy. Some of the stuff that came out of Hard Knocks I thought was pretty interesting. Joe Shane, I think, made himself look pretty silly to have Hard Knocks, as dysfunctional as the Giants are and everything going on over there. I can't wait for the new episode to come out Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
I love it.
that's-
I ain't gonna lie to
that's
you.
great. I love it.
loved Hard Knocks. I love it when my team's in it. I love it when my team's not in it. It seems like every time I watch Hard Knocks, I start liking some pieces of that team. I'm not saying I like the Giants, but like I remember when they did it on the Jaguars. There was a couple guys I like, Rodrigo, like the linebacker or whatever. I mean, I just like how they do it, man. I just think it's and you
So
get.
are they doing the Giants this
Well,
year?
they
then?
did the Giants. It was what, Rob? It was towards the end of the year. It was like the last quarter of last year that they're just airing now. So
Well, it's actually no, because
it was after the season.
It was after the season because
Okay.
some of it is leading into free agency. Because this last episode, you had a conversation telling Saquon that go out and test the free agent market and see where your worth is, and then come back to us so we can
What's
see
up,
if we can
Maurice?
match it. So that
And he didn't come back either.
he didn't. Well, he told him right on the call. He said, "Well, I've already told you where I want to be at." And then, Joe Shane turned around and said, "Well, okay, well, get back with us and, have a great day," kind of thing. It didn't really seem like Saquon was happy. Clearly, how the call went, and beyond the call being that, they just pretty much drew the line in the sand. And Saquon, I think he felt disrespected, went out and got his bag and did what's best
What's
for
up,
him.
Raymond?
Yeah, exactly.
I would say that So he's right. I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted. Yeah, it's going over. It had the combine in there, which was cool. When like you saw the Xavier Worthy run a 4.2, and then you changed it to a 4.1 somehow. Whatever. But I like that stuff. To me, I would be in my element if I was a part of I would love being even a part of the like scouting. I don't want to be a guy going all around, you know. No, I'm good with that. But that would be me. I would love doing that, being around football, going to the combine. Who's burping over there? Who was that?
Well, it wasn't me.
That was me. That was me.
All right, that's fine.
I'm drinking on a Coca-Cola. That was me.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't know if somebody was in the background.
That was my bad.
No,
Yeah,
good.
game time, just like you, my man. I feel the same way. It's like, man, I just want to sit at the table.
Yeah,
you know, I want to be part of scouting, or I want to be a part of personnel or something.
Funny.
Where I'd be like, damn, that's a
my
dream
brother
job
played
right there.
football in college, a decent level, big guy. He passed away way too early, but we always said our dream job. This was back when Dallas was at Valley Ranch. Was we just, you know, I just want to work in their, you know, like in their, you know, trainer department, anything, just to be in the building and be around it. Now I'm like, nah, I don't want to be around sweaty jocks or anything, but I would like to be. Man, like when I go to the draft, Rob, I could tell you I had so much fun of night 2 of the draft. I had my stack of papers, and it didn't matter. It had nothing to do with the Cowboys. It wasn't like, in back of my mind, it's like, okay, what are Cowboys looking at? I'm earmarking these 2 guys that I like. But I enjoyed it. So when I watched the Hard Knocks, I just love the inside. You know, I know these like the real good coaches like Parcells and Belichick, they hate it. Oh well. I'm sorry. We're in the age of everybody has a camera. Listen, I'm sorry. Hard Knocks is great, so they can.
It's great.
Everybody just needs to deal with it. I'm sorry.
I kind of like watching those, especially when they did the Cowboys
who didn't like
for the fun.
Yeah, who didn't like when the drone was out in front of the star? Did you see how impressive that video was? Maybe I can pull it up. The drone.
I saw that.
And then Thomas, that was crazy. It was out front, and then it went through.
Right through the door.
Yeah, it went through
Front
the door.
Yeah.
It went through.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that was cool.
That's just neat.
You know what?
I went to the Star right after that.
And you know what? And I remember where the artificial turf is in the front yard of the Star.
Yeah.
I remember that I remember being at that exact spot when I was at the Star a few years back. I was at that exact spot where the drone was.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to see if I can play it because they're pretty good with that. Oh, here we go.
Frisco, Texas.
I'm going to, I shouldn't get copyrighted.
The place the Cowboys call home.
Just watch this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Right through the huddle, yeah. Right up the center street.
There's only one Emmitt Smith.
That was a bullet right by Trump's head.
Roger going long. Down the near sideline for Drew Pearson. Makes the catch at the 5.
Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Whoever was doing that
cool.
knows how to drive a drone.
Yeah.
That was autographed.
Now look, here you go. Watch.
Skills.
This is Hard Knocks.
This was my favorite.
2, 1.
Goes to the door.
Danny Surratt here at the Star, where right now it's quiet inside the Ford Center.
I was
However,
running on
soon
that field.
It'll be filled with the sound of football.
It was cool.
Isn't that where the high schoolers
Yes.
play their championship
Look
games?
at that. Only the Cowboys. This is why we can't win, everybody. We got nice shit like this. We're too busy, like country club and everything.
Yeah.
So, it's in the Troy. It's in the inside stadium where they play the high school championship games at.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's the weight room. Oh, look at that weight room.
Through the weights. Come on, that's a
Right
drone,
through
man.
that thing can't be more than like that.
Yeah.
The guy working that remote, still.
Building this place was a heavy lift.
He has to be operating that with just the camera.
Anyway, that's
cool.
Come on, man. The Star, I'm not the Hard Knocks, man. They did that for Hard Knocks. That's why it was so cool.
Yeah.
But I like Hard Knocks. So where are we at with the Hard Knocks with the Giants now? They just basically, it was cool because they went up. They were in Indianapolis and for the combine, and the Giants GM went to go talk to the
New England.
No,
New England.
Oh, it's right. Yeah.
It was New England.
New England. That's right.
Yeah.
New England to see if they could trade up, right? Well, go ahead, explain it.
Try and get May, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did. Is they went to the meet with New England to say, hey, we don't know if you're trying to trade out of your pick, which they had the higher pick, but if you do, please at least give us an opportunity to see what you're trying to do to see if we can move up. So that's simply what he went to do. Is have that conversation with New England about possibly trading up.
I think they wanted May instead of who they got.
Yeah, I'm not a bit. I don't know. I don't like the crap because I was talking to Louis T. and he thinks May has a bigger upside, and I disagreed. I said, nah, I actually don't. I think May is your prototypical guy, but he's shown signs of that at the next
Caleb,
level.
I think Caleb's probably going to have a down year for sure.
Oh, I like Caleb, and he's I think far and away the best prospect, but.
He probably is, but I don't think.
I like the guy Washington got, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Daniels,
yeah.
Jaden Daniels. Yeah,
unfortunately, I like that kid. So I'm hoping I'm wrong.
He's got a good arm on him.
I think
he's going to be a starter. I think he's going to be a starter.
He's a little light. He's a $185. He's like 6'3", but
still, that's.
I think the Drake
size.
May, like a lot of what I saw, and like I said, you don't know. They don't like Brady when he came out. So, but from what I see, he kind of wilted under the pressure in college. So he could beat up on the easy teams, and there's not even the worst of NFL teams, are really good. So. Looks like we're moving to hoping and wishing season of the Eagles. Linda, it'll be fine.
Some tell me about Caleb Williams up in Chicago, because what most people don't know is Caleb Williams has a lot of experience around him.
Right.
He has a lot of experience around him.
But he doesn't have the line. He doesn't have the line like he did at USC, though.
Right, but if that O-line up in Chicago, if they can get at least halfway done, if they can get things done at least halfway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
They're
in a tough division, so that's going to make it tough for them as far as having any success.
I know.
Green Bay,
you look
Detroit there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to look at who they're going to be facing on those defenses. Aiden Hutchinson in Detroit. Who's the guy in Green Bay? God, I can't think of his name.
Jordan Love?
Gary?
Yeah.
Gary?
Yeah, Garing. I think Garing's the guy.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about defense.
And Minnesota, I don't know.
And you got the rookie from Alabama, the rookie linebacker.
Yes, they did get the rookie out of Alabama. So
yeah, he's going to be.
Who are we talking about? I'm sorry.
They already said he's starting day one.
Who's that?
The rookie from Alabama.
No, but like, what team are we talking about? I missed it. Sorry.
Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I think NFC North's going to be a lot better this year.
They're going to be tough. They're going to beat up on each other.
They're going to be very competitive.
Yeah, they're going to beat up on each other.
Again, this is like one of those. This is like one of those times where everybody. I wouldn't say everybody. Let's be honest, but a lot of teams are thinking positively. If we're just looking down. Eagles, obviously, Dallas is dysfunctional, but they're still very talented. Washington is nothing but excitement there. I know they have a rookie. And the Giants, let's face it, Giants, they went out and got a stud receiver. They went and got a couple stud defensive players. It's looking up there.
Yeah, that linebacker from Carolina.
Yeah.
Burns.
They got Burns. They, you had to go opposite Thibodeau. They got... what's his name in the middle? The Beast. Lawrence. So,
yeah, Lawrence.
So the NFC East people, everybody should be excited for the season. I understand we look at, it's a 2-team race. A lot of things can happen. As much as I say that Washington don't have a shot or the Giants don't have a shot, shit, who knows? That could, God forbid, something happens. God forbid something happens with one of the Eagles players, a huge player. Shit changes quickly, people. It's the NFL, not for long. So we all hope that we can stay healthy and play good at the end of the year. But NFC East is on the rise. I would say NFC South. I think Seattle is going. I mean, West. I think Seattle is going to get better. Don't you think?
Didn't Pete Carroll step down though?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah,
but
he got
That might be a
fired.
step back
He
for
got
them.
fired. But
Oh,
He got fired.
He was dismissed as head coach, but he's still with the team.
just real quick,
Technically,
we're up to
technically he got
$31 on
Troy.
the
Technically, he got
the
fired.
giveaway.
That dismissed. They're just trying to make it. They're just trying to make it look good.
Yeah.
Technically, he got fired.
He got
Okay,
fired.
I'll give you
But
that.
I mean,
but
there's a lot of
he's
excitement
still
there.
he's still with the team.
But a lot of people can't sleep
Yeah.
on Arizona, man. Look what
Yeah.
they've done.
Well, that's what I
my
said.
gosh,
Look
they've
what
been
Mike
Harrison
did.
Jr.
putting
now.
together that team.
Yeah, Troy. He's still on the payroll. That's what you said. He's still on the payroll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like a special assistant or something to the
An advisor or something.
something like that. Yeah, they gave him a fancy title.
Yeah.
Mike McDonald will do good things out in Seattle. I mean,
Yes.
he was a defensive coordinator, I believe, in Baltimore. And he'll do good things there in Seattle. Back to Chicago. Someone mentioned Chicago. I mean, they did some really quiet moves beyond the draft this offseason that I think people are sleeping on. And for example, they got Keenan Allen. That dude is so reliable
Yep,
for wide receiver.
Yep.
And see, and that's what I.
DJ Moore, and then they
and-
also drafted Roma Duzier out of Washington, who's another good wide receiver.
And
And
don't
Swift.
forget they got DeAndre Swift as the running back.
Right.
Okay, but if you don't have that line in front of you protecting you, those receivers aren't going to do any good for you.
I think Keenan Allen will, because I don't think the Chargers had much of a offensive line in front of them. And he was a security blanket for Herbert these last couple of years. Keenan Allen's usually good for 100+ reception every year. So I think that'll be a security blanket. I agree with you. They don't have a good offensive line, but I can see some.
Is that true? Is their offensive line is that bad?
I don't know them to be bad.
They only won how many games last year?
Well, I'm only
4?
saying that. I don't know what they did. That's what I'm saying. Why would you go out?
They're not.
Did they not draft an offensive lineman?
No, I don't think they did.
Where they got they got the guard from UT.
Yeah, I'm gonna
not
look it
this
up
year,
here.
but the year before.
All right, here we go.
The right guy. They got the right guy.
Here we go. Continuity should benefit a Bears offensive line that features 4 returning starters. Left tackle Braxton Jones, left guard Tevin Jenkins, right guard Nate Davis, and right tackle Darnell Wright. I remember Darnell Wright big time. I think he was out of Tennessee, wasn't he? Darnell
He
Wright.
played at UT.
Yeah,
he was all
Texas.
American.
All right, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, Tennessee.
Yeah.
He was all American.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I think that's where it all begins.
If you don't have a good line in front of you,
well, Larry,
you could have Jerry Rice. For all
let's get.
You could have Jerry Rice, but if you don't got time to throw to him, he ain't gonna do you no good.
Just real quick, we're up to $31 towards our next super chat. I got a couple bobbleheads. I got a Jalen Hurts bobblehead. This is, I don't know what number it is. I have it in my paperwork, but it's a official Jalen Hurts bobble.
Hey, there you go, Rob.
It's the white with the green shirt. Well, that's a giveaway, when I finally do a drawing.
There you go, Rob. It's yours.
I got a Dak Prescott.
I got a Troy Aikman bobble.
I got a Dak Prescott.
Oh, I want the Troy Aikman.
There's the Dak. It's the whiteout.
Yeah, with the blue
That's
sleeves.
pretty cool.
Yeah, so I have a couple other things other than my hats. I do have the Charles Haley 5 trophy plaque. I got hats, T-shirts. So I have the. I think I'm going to give this away. I got an Emmett Smith book that was given to me unopened. It's his latest book, Emmett.
Run with History.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I like that book.
Yeah, I got stuff. So I got stuff for everybody. I got green hats. So anyway, circling back.
I would like to get that.
What's that?
I like to get that book. I am reading.
Well, it's unopened.
I like to get that book. I haven't read a good autobiography lately.
Yeah.
Can I answer the chat real fast?
That's
game
cool.
time.
Yeah.
So Drew says that's why I think Dallas is going to suffer because O-line's not that good. Well, we don't know, Drew.
Oh yeah,
we don't know.
Again, Drew.
I mean, we got 2 rookies, but we don't know if they're
Drew,
good or bad.
I'm not going to argue with you. I've already.
They could
told
be
you.
bad. They could be good.
They're not going to be bad. There's no way they're going to be bad.
I'm not going. I'm not going to
Tyron
argue with
Smith is
that.
definitely a setback because
Tyron Smith hasn't been Tyron Smith in years. He's played 7 games.
Yeah, he's been 50% of the time. And Guyton, he might come out and be better than Tyron Smith.
That's not the question.
We don't know.
Here's my question: who was the other offensive lineman that we were thinking about taking, but he was a guard that we passed on? I can't think of his name right now. Help me out.
I can't think of his name
Out of
either.
Duke.
Yeah, the dude out of Duke.
Yeah, the guy out of Duke.
Darn. Because he can play all the positions on the O-line.
But
I
can't.
He ended up being drafted by
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay got him.
Yeah, Tampa Bay took him.
Barton.
Now, to me, that's where it all comes down to. Again, our right side, we got Terrence Steele.
Because I wanted him.
Well,
I wanted Barton.
Well, that's going to be the question. Is you can't tell me. I mean, they made the decision to not move Tyler, who already played left tackle. That's still an option. I want everybody to understand. Tyler Smith played left tackle yet Tyron couldn't stay healthy, and as a rookie was more than capable to play left tackle. He ended up sliding in once Tyron came back, but he can play left tackle at a high level if need be. To me, the question is, Drew, is if Tyler Guyton can not be bad early on. If he cannot, that will allow Tyler to stay at left guard. Our center is going to be fine. It's going to be better than it was last year. Tyler Biotish was ass. One thing Tyler could
I like
do,
Hoffman or BB at this point, to be honest.
What Biotish could do was to call out the defense, okay? He was good with the mental part of the game. But as far as physical, he got blowed up all the time, Drew, and you wouldn't know because eyes aren't watching as much as mine are. Trust me when I tell you, Hoffman replaced him, and he did a better job playing. It's not like you could say that about Kelsey and the guy who's going to substitute him. I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but he's not going to be a Kelsey. Whereas our situation, either one of the guys, whether it's Brock Hoffman or Cooper Beebe, are going to be better than what we had last year. They were. We have a veteran in Brock Hoffman who we know can play better. He's pretty much the starter now. I'll be surprised if Cooper beats him out. And then you have right guard is Zach Martin. There's not many right guards better in the league. And then right tackle, you got Terrence Steele, who made the Pro Bowl before he had the ACL, struggled a bit last year. That's a question mark. But to say that the offensive line is going to be bad would be a gross misstatement, overstatement. That's all. I would say it's a question mark. I will meet you halfway if you are willing to go there. But I don't think it's. If I got news for you, Dallas has drafted 4 offensive linemen in the first round in their history. All 4 have went to a Pro Bowl. So until otherwise noted, I'm going to think that Tyler Guyton can at least be serviceable. If not, you're right, we're in trouble. That's it. And they'll have to shift.
I think Guyton will be.
But again, he's going to have his struggles. That's not saying he's going to dominate, but again, we'll see. If they have to, they're going to play their 5 best at some point. They'll move Tyler out. They'll put TJ Bass, who played a lot last year. We have a lot of flexibility on the line. Again, everybody's getting overhyped about Tyler Biotish. The Eagles killed Tyler Biotish.
I never
he
liked
sucked. Sorry, Tyler, if you're watching.
He was not a center.
He wasn't good. He was undersized, and he got blowed up. He was very good at calling out the defense. Let's be honest. We said it last year. It's not like we're having revisionist history. We said it last year. But, again, I wanted to get back to the NFC West just real quick, and then we'll go to the NFC North. But you got Seattle, I think, is going to be better. The Niners are going to be good. We can't say that they won't be good, but I don't know that the Niners are going to win a division. Everybody's pumping them up. I don't know. I just have
Can't
a weird
overlook
feeling.
the Rams either.
The Rams are going to be good. The Rams are going to be good.
They
And Arizona, as you stated, was coming on at the end of the year when Kyler was healthy, and they did nothing but go out and add studs. Number one being Marvin Harrison. So again, that if you're all four teams in that division, you're looking up. You're excited, right? So there's not many easy games. Now moving to, like Rob said, the North. You got the Bears. You got Detroit. Detroit's got we went over their schedule. It's pretty tough. You got Green Bay. We know all about Green Bay. And who's the fourth team? Chicago, Detroit, Minnesota. And you guys just say, to me, I would think they would. What's up, Sight and Trops? How are you, brother? I would say, in my opinion, Chicago would be the weakest of the bunch, then Minnesota. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it goes Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Chicago. I think that's how it'll finish.
I would reverse Minnesota and Chicago around. I think Chicago will finish third.
And Minnesota
last.
last. That's what I was kind of thinking.
I think.
I mean, you could go either way with those two.
You can.
I think it's going to be Detroit, Green Bay. And some tell me that Chicago and Minnesota they're gonna duke it out for that third spot late in the year. And it's a toss-up. It is. It's a toss-up between them and Chicago for that third spot in the North.
What's up, Pepper's View?
I can't put my fingers on it. I can't.
What happened, Pepper's View? Come on, guys. Be nice in the chat.
Well, Sighton posted something about Dark Brandon, but prior to that, someone posted Trump. So, I mean, if we're going to stay consistent, we really can't block one without blocking the other, or kind of just remind people to kind of keep the political stuff kind of out of it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys. This
is football, man.
Listen, I felt obligated.
Cowboy posted Trump, and then after he did that, Sighton posted Dark Brandon. But I mean, if we're going to block one, then be consistent, or just remind people that keep
see,
it
this is what's wrong
related.
with the country, though. We can't just have a civil conversation. We addressed it. We said, regardless of what anybody's side is, it was wrong. That's all you need to. That's all you need to learn about.
Right.
Anyway, back to football.
Yeah. Again.
Back to football, man.
I mean, it is what it is.
Did somebody block Sighton Trops?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Drew did.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, but if we do that, then I mean, Kid Cowboy is kind of doing the same thing. So again, stay consistent.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're playing
up a little bit. We're talking football.
NFC South this year.
Yeah. Let's get to the NFC South. Listen, just again, I did address this.
It's Tampa Bay's
at the top of the broadcast. So it's
I think that's going to be Tampa Bay's.
Atlanta could be better, a little bit better than they were.
They may improve
that's good,
by
Brad.
2-3 wins most tops. I mean, Kirk Cousins is going to be looking over his shoulder because they drafted Bo Nix.
No. Michael Penix.
Denver.
What's your problem, kid?
Michael Penix. Michael Penix Jr.
Bo Nix is in Denver.
I apologize.
Yeah.
He's going to be looking over his shoulder because Penix he's going to be ready to go. Penix. I
don't know about Carolina. I think they got a little ways to go.
They got
I think it's gonna come down to New Orleans and Tampa Bay in that
Saints,
South.
Yeah, they're one of those teams that can surprise some people. And
I think it'll be Tampa, New Orleans, and a close Atlanta right behind New Orleans, with a distant Carolina.
I'm taking Atlanta in that division. I think Kirk, this is more proven than Baker is. Baker had a good year, but Kirk is a good regular season quarterback, and he's got a lot of Drake Mays there. They still got that tight end. They got
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson's there. Actually, I think Atlanta's going to do some things this year.
Yeah, I think Atlanta going to do some things, but
enough to make some noise.
Not yet of going to the second season. I think they're going to, gonna threaten some people, and and kind of let them know, hey, get ready because we finna do some things, and I think they're gonna prepare themselves this season, but they're gonna go to the next season in 2025.
Who are you talking about?
Look at last year. I mean, they that division came down to the last game of the season.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you really think about it, Atlanta could have won the South last year. Because they lost
with who as quarterback.
They lost a few games that they should have won.
Right.
Because they should have swept Tampa Bay last year.
Yep.
And the thing with Baker Mayfield is anytime he has a decent season, as last year was, he usually don't follow it up with another one. I mean, in Cleveland, he had a good season, and then the next year, he stunk it up. So I can see Atlanta winning that division.
That's the reason why they ran him out of Cleveland. Because
I think I got you there too, Rob. I think you might be right on that one. Atlanta's probably gonna. New Orleans. It's going to be a 3-team race all the way down to the final weekend.
Yeah, I got Atlanta there. I don't think the South is, as an overall division, is all that strong. I think
they're probably the weakest one.
Yeah, they're probably the weakest one.
But
I would say, I don't know.
I got a little bit of respect for Atlanta. I mean, I think it was stupid for them to go out and draft Penix when they just gave all that money to Kirk Cousins. I mean, they could have used another offensive weapon, you know, and to complement Cousins. But
they only have Cousins for 2 years, even though it's a 4-year deal. They only have him for 2.
I could have seen them drafting another wide receiver.
I mean, how do we think that the Saints are going to be?
500, maybe a game over 500 best.
You know what I mean?
They don't have Sean Payton anymore as their coach. I mean, he was kind of the engine that ran that team.
But my thing is,
they might be all right, but I don't see him being.
Derek Carr back.
Yeah, who's the backup? Didn't they bring in somebody else? I don't even know. So I think they might be bad.
Because Jameis Winston is gone. Because Jameis Winston's in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Cleveland now.
Let me look him up.
And then there was, I think I don't know if they consider Taysom Hill
They have Jake Hayner and they drafted Spencer Rattler as well.
Okay.
And of course they have Taysom Hill, but they don't really have anybody. And then I think Kamara going to be okay. I mean, who knows, really?
I would think them and Carolina are going to be fighting for the last spot, maybe.
Agreed.
And then you have, like you said, I would lean. I don't know, man. I'm actually liking Atlanta. I like that pick.
Me too.
Yeah.
I like that pick
now that
because,
you guys talk about it.
When you look at it and what they have, all the talent that they have, and I think Tampa kind of overplayed a little bit. I like Chris Godwin. He always seems to be always hurt. Assuming he's still there. I know they re-signed Mike Evans.
Don't forget Mike Evans.
He's good, but I mean, it's just like I kind of like what Atlanta did, but we'll see. Who's going to start a quarterback for Atlanta?
I have to say Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
He's not going to be healthy to start to see. Who's the other guy?
Penix.
Michael Penix.
Washington.
You got Penix behind him.
And then they also brought in Taylor Heineke as their
Heineke.
Eyebrows.
That's not bad.
Eyebrows.
Like I said, Atlanta's don't look too bad. I mean, they went from no quarterback last year to 3 viable ones this year.
Yeah, Atlanta's got stacked. I think their defense. I mean that'll be. I think that'll be. The question, right, is how their defense is going to be. But I think the offense will be pretty good. But as you
Kyle
see,
Pitts, Drake London.
Just looking at the NFC from afar, we went through everything. I think the East is going to be a lot better. I think as a whole, I'm talking as a whole, people. I think
up and down
I think the West is going to be really tough. I think the North and the South are the lesser of the two, in my opinion. But if I had to put, I don't know, would you say North is better than the South? How would you rate?
North is way better than the South.
So how would you rate the? So how would you rate that then? If you're going to say
West, East,
North, South.
Okay. West, East, sorry. All right. So we're not even the best division. I like that. I think the West is going to be the best. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 'cause you got the Rams and Sean McVay's creativity,
Dude,
and they just
he's
signed
really
Blake
good.
Corum.
We could say
Yeah,
we
and
want.
Arizona.
Don't forget,
like
don't
I
forget,
said,
you
they're
got
loaded.
that Wyatt, that
49ers.
rookie. Yeah, that rookie wide receiver Puka
Marvin
Nacua.
Harrison.
Seattle,
Oh,
I think they'll be the
yeah.
back seat.
I agree.
Exactly.
Pepper's view. Baker will go back to being Baker. I like
Exactly.
Baker. I
Yeah.
just don't think he's elite. I think he can play good at times. That a playoff win he had against the Eagles. They beat an Eagle team who had given up weeks prior. Let's be honest.
We died a slow death last year.
A win is a win, but that wasn't like a team on the rise. The team was waiting to get out of there. Is what they were waiting to do.
But I'm gonna say this about the 49ers though. I got them winning the NFC West. But they did this twice last year. They bet not slip. They better not slip.
No,
I have the Rams.
telling you.
I have the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win the West.
I think the Rams
You
are
know
going
how
to
I am.
run for their money.
Blake Corum is going to make such an impact over there.
I wanted Blake Corum so bad, but we passed up on
Thomas wanted Blake Corum too, didn't you?
I wanted Blake Corum.
Yeah.
I wanted Blake
Man.
because
I'm a Buckeye all the way, but I hate Michigan. But I wanted him
I
to
just
come to
couldn't
Dallas
take
so
another
bad.
Michigan player.
because
so.
if Blake Corum if we would have drafted him, Zeke wouldn't be here right now.
No.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100% there. That's why I was like, why would you give up that fourth round draft pick that you gave up?
What's up, Quentin?
It could have been used for Blake this year. I mean, I just
Thank you, and that's what I was telling everybody. But everybody thought that everybody in my Facebook group, my Dallas Cowboy Facebook group on Facebook, they thought that
Blake Corum, he's a threat in the red zone. I know you said he was on the squad, but he
and not only
in the
that,
red zone, buddy, he can do some damage.
Short downs,
he's a thumper. Out. Yeah,
he will.
And not only that, he got that vision, man.
900 yards, fly parks.
That vision. It reminds me so much of Emmitt Smith.
We'll see, real fan one.
But I got the Rams. I got the Rams, the Niners, again, Arizona.
You know how
Seattle.
I am, and I think I'm going to look at the numbers. Just like I said, that's why I'm not picking Dallas to win the division. Again, I'm rooting for them to win the division. I hope they do what the Eagles did back and won 3 straight divisions. That would be great, but I'm not going to pick them. I'm not, because the numbers tell you that they will not win a division. So numbers also tell you that the loser of the Super Bowl does not do squat the next year. Whether it's by injury, bad karma, whatever. I don't care what it is. Niners are not going to the Super Bowl. They're not winning that division. So my question is, who is? Rams, Seattle, Arizona. I think Arizona is stacked. I think it's going to come down to all of them. Whoever stays healthy, it's going to be – it may be one of those you buy attrition, and whoever comes the hell out ain't going to be able to do nothing. Maybe
Brian,
I'm beat up.
Brian, I'm going to say this right now. If Marvin Jr. is a third, I'm going to say a third. I'm not saying half. I'm not saying is. If he's at least a third of what his daddy is, he's NFL Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
No.
He's a
beast. Hands up. If he's at least a third of what his daddy is, he's getting Rookie of the Year.
I mean, he had a crappy quarterback at Ohio State throwing to him. So what do you think Mr. Krabs is going to be able to do? He's going to make Mr. Krabs look real good.
What you
Tyler Murray's Mr. Krabs.
Who?
You ever seen SpongeBob SquarePants?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Man,
That's funny.
Sorry about that.
They're my channel members, Quentin. You want to be a channel member, bro? You can hop on too.
You caught me off guard with that one.
Well, it's called channel member live.
You call that boy Mr. Krabs.
3-headed monster on way. No sweeps. I just think it's I think it's just an all around, I would say if you slip up, there's a lot of good teams out there that are going to go by us. whether you're Eagles or Cowboys. That's all I'm saying. We can't sit back and go, we're locked up. No, we're not. There's a lot of teams that are close.
Brian, that's the reason why I said that about San Francisco.
Yeah.
They better not fold one good time, because if they do, the Rams and the Seahawks is going to take over that West. See,
well, one thing that I agree with you there, Thomas. Actually, to Mark's point, Mark says that every time you go to the Super Bowl and lose, you start to fall off. Like he used Carolina, he used the Eagles. Now he's saying the same about San Fran. Well, the good thing about San Fran, well, I would say the bad thing if it's the Eagles or the Cowboys is, they didn't lose their coordinators. They didn't lose their they didn't lose too much of their talent on offense or defense. Like a lot of the Eagles, like we lost our coordinators.
Well, I got to disagree with you on that. They fired the defense coordinator after the Super Bowl. If you ask me, he got screwed. They fired the defensive coordinator.
But that was their choice. I mean, so that was an informed decision that they decided to make. But what I'm saying, like the Eagles going to the Super Bowl and losing their coordinators to, taking head
you know what?
Other places.
I thought you were talking about the 49ers.
No, I am. What I'm saying though is they didn't lose as much as other teams. Like they still have a lot of talent on their teams, is what I'm saying.
Player wise,
they didn't lose a lot of their
player
talent.
Wise. I see what you're saying. Player wise,
and they still have Shanahan. They still have their offensive coordinator. I just don't think that fall off is going to be as big as, let's say, like Carolina after they went to the Super Bowl, or like ours last year. Ours was big, but we lost both of our coordinators.
That's a good question.
We lost a lot of our talent.
I think the
both of our
fans
starting
do.
linebackers. And we lost our starting safety as far as Gardner Johnson. We lost a lot, and I don't think the 49ers lost that much for them to drop off.
Hold on. Y'all don't got CJ Gardner Johnson anymore.
Well, we lost him after the Super Bowl. He went to Detroit, and then we just got him back this year.
Gotcha.
Just
and he led
quick.
the league in interceptions this Super Bowl year.
I'm going to add these. I forgot. These were the super chats from last, but I don't like putting them in the hopper unless you guys see. You got Rob A, we got Lady Libra, and we got West Virginia Country Boy, all going in the hopper from last. They were sitting here. I don't like this. I didn't do it until the very end. So they are in. So we are up to $31 towards our next giveaway. So, but yes, I don't know. It's going to be tough. I agree with Rob as far as they didn't lose a lot. They didn't lose a lot. So that's cool. I just think for whatever reason, I think they're in for. I think they're not going to. The schedule is going to be tough.
Game.
What?
Okay, game time. What is your reaction to Jamal Adams signing with the Tennessee Titans?
I did a video this morning. How the mighty have fallen. He signed for the
mighty has fallen.
And what were we gonna give for him? Like 2 number 1s or a 1 and a 2? And we said no, thank God, because he literally dropped off the table right after that. Oof, that was. He stinks. Yep. Did you see him last year in coverage? He can't cover. He cannot. He's a linebacker. He's a linebacker. He's an in the box Terrell Edmonds wannabe, older version, just kind of a linebacker. That's all he is.
And just think, I used to see him every Saturday when he played at LSU.
Parks.
He was an All-American at LSU.
I loved him. But that just goes to show you. That's why, I got into it. I was trying to. Oh, Mark Hutchin, shout out, brother. Thank you, my man. Mark Hutchin comes in strong with the $20 super chat. That's why I was having a conversation with somebody regarding a Jamal Adams, and we were talking. I'm like, this guy is like shot. I mean, I'm glad that we didn't get him. I mean, it's just like
because when he was at LSU, he had promise. He had, he had it going on. Everybody was comparing him to his. Everybody was comparing him to his dad and everything. And I know you remember his dad.
Who's that?
Yeah, I mean,
Jamal.
Great wide receiver. Go ahead.
No, he was a running back for the Giants, George Adams.
I don't.
Oh, you're talking about Jamal Adams still. Sorry, I'm looking at. I thought you're.
Because Yeah, because George Adams, he played on that Super Bowl team in '86 with the Giants.
Right.
He backed up Joe Morris, Lil Joe.
Yeah. Well, I had gotten into it, and I don't like going down this road. I'm not going to go down the Dak road, but I was just responding to some of the messages on my comments, and somebody says I had made a comment that we gave up a premium pick for Trey Lance, and I was trying to explain to this guy that a 4th-round pick in these days is a premium pick. That's a premium pick. I would say anything after the 4th, not so much, but I would say a premium pick is 1 through 4. We gave up a premium pick for a Trey Lance. Just remember, we drafted Dak Prescott in the 4th round. We drafted the Bland in the 5th round. We drafted Jake Ferguson, I believe, in the 4th round. So it's like teams don't want to give up their picks. So when they were talking about giving up major picks for Adams, I was like, no, we've gotten burned over the years where it's, whether it's been Roy Williams or Joey Galloway. Who else did we overpay for?
They still talking about it.
I mean, who else did we overpay for? Roy Williams, Joey Galloway, Terry. I don't think we overpaid for Terry Glenn, but I mean, we've done it in the past. We won't do that again. We gave up more than other teams offered. Yeah, that's the problem, Coyote. So that's why the whole Dak thing kind of confuses me. They're going to give Lance Brandon Carr. They overpaid in free agency. Yeah.
I don't need to put one in there.
What's up,
Still
Ray?
a lot of.
How are you, brother? How you doing?
Just leave that right there until you get 4.
Hey, Pepper's View. Jamal went to Tennessee, right? And that's where he went. I mean, that's no offense. I think they're probably might be the worst team in the league this year. No,
He signed with the Titans yesterday.
Am I wrong in assuming that, Thomas? The
What's
Titans are
that?
going to be bad.
Oh yeah, they're gonna take a step back.
I don't think so.
Well, they lost
I think the
Henry.
Titans is going to be.
They lost Henry.
Yeah,
they
but
lost their coach. They lost.
Yeah, that pissed me off because I've always been a big fan of Mike Vrabel. I've always been a big fan of Mike Vrabel, and it pissed me off when they fired him. And man.
Yeah, I agree with Fly Parks. He might do that if he don't. I don't think he's coming back until he gets paid. But let's touch on the AFC real quick. Let's go through each division. Let's go AFC North. Let's start there. You got Buffalo, which we're playing this year.
AFC North is Cleveland, Pittsburgh.
I mean, not Buffalo, Baltimore. I meant
Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh.
That's what I meant.
And Cincinnati.
I meant Baltimore. Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. I'm looking at it. So yeah, we play Baltimore this year, right? We play
all
Cleveland.
of them.
We played it.
Yeah,
we played an entire division this year.
So, look, what do you guys think of that division?
Baltimore still comes out, I think, in first place. I got Cleveland number 2. Cincinnati number 3, and Pittsburgh number 4.
Really? You still think Pittsburgh's 4?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
I mean,
Anybody
they got
else?
Russell Wilson and Fields, but Russell Wilson ain't what he was.
I got Cincinnati as 2. I think it'll be Baltimore, Cincinnati. I guess that's all coming down to Burrow's house.
I think Cleveland's going to be number 2. I really do. I think Cleveland will be better.
Loyal's a closet Browns fan.
I ain't no Browns fan.
He likes the Browns.
My wife is, but I'm.
I don't know what to think. I like Baltimore, obviously. I don't know. Does Cincinnati take a step back? They've kind of lost some pieces. Rob,
I think they do.
I think they might.
Yeah, because
Burrow, man.
I love Burrow.
Healthy.
I love Burrow.
Yeah, I love Burrow.
But
and then
they lost Mixon, who's their running back. Their offensive line is still
they lost him to Houston.
They lost Boyd.
And then
Boyd went
they
to
lost Boyd to the Titans.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Everybody's talking up the Steelers. Everybody's talking up the Steelers like they're going to be this.
I know.
And I don't know. I don't know if it's all talk. I don't know. I'd have to analyze their schedules, but Cleveland to me is on the rise, if you ask me. I don't know how they're not. I think they're going to be good. So I kind of think it's going to be probably Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincy, or Cincy, Pittsburgh. One of those two. That's a tough one. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat about that? Depends if Deshaun. If he not, that's what I'm thinking. I kind of think Massaji Watson's going to have a good year. He has to, or they don't have to. He's got a guaranteed contract. But it'll be very, very interesting. I like the division, but I kind of think Pittsburgh is going to be on the way up a little bit. Cincinnati may be a tick down. I think Cleveland's going to be Cleveland, and it's going to be up to, because they got rid of Flacco. So they don't have Flacco anymore to.
Yeah, Flacco's in Indy now.
Right. So that's either going to make them way better or they're going to be crap with Massaji Watson. And then you got Baltimore, who's always good. So, and then we got the AFC East, which Buffalo, New England, Miami, and the Jets. Now, what do you guys think? How do you guys think that's going to fare?
I think the Jets are going to take it this year. I think Buffalo takes a step back with all they lost.
Jets.
So I got to say the Jets, Buffalo, Miami, and New England.
What do you think, Rob?
Something.
That's a tough one, man, because
It depends if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt or not. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt, I got the Jets in that division. If he gets hurt, then
Devontae.
Yeah,
Adams
I
is trying
agree.
to get there too.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the Jets, Miami, Buffalo, New England.
Really?
Josh Allen's great, but I mean he lost a lot. I mean, their defense lost, I think, 3 or 4 starters as well. I could see them taking a step back.
Yeah, and you got to think of it like this too. Buffalo's starting receivers are gone because Diggs is going to Houston, and the other guy, what's his name?
The big play guy,
Gabe Davis.
Number 13.
Gabe Davis.
Yep.
Yeah, Gabe Davis went to Jacksonville.
I had him on fantasy. He screwed me over. But
And I got something to say. Well, you ain't talked about the AFC South yet, but
no,
I got some things to say about the AFC South in a few seconds.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking this for the AFC East. I'm thinking if I had to rank them, I'm thinking Miami wins it, followed by, I think it's a dogfight between Buffalo and the Jets, and whoever wins that dogfight's going to slip into the playoffs. And then I have New England obviously last. So how the money have fallen. Let's get to the AFC South now.
Damn, Brian.
All right, so Eastside. I know if Eastside's on here, I don't want his head getting big. But I got Houston, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Tennessee.
Houston, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Tennessee. Oh God.
See, I'm going to flip the script on you, little cowboy.
Out there? It's
it's still light
here. Damn.
And it's 8:20.
Damn.
Well, you're an hour ahead of me.
Yeah, I know.
See, I'm going to flip the script on you, little cowboy, because I got Jacksonville winning the AFC South. I do.
Damn, he got sunshine.
I got the
You better
AFC
not
South.
tell Mark that.
Mark's in the chat. He just
I know.
rolled over.
I
It's
know.
Eastside Herald. Eastside Herald. Don't tell Eastside Herald that.
Eastside's
Man, forget
Shining his
him,
bald
man. Shit. I say that because the film is out on CJ Stroud. All that he did last year, it's gonna be a different story this year.
Yeah.
And then Jacksonville, they got one of the best receiving tandems in the NFL. And you know, what's his name? Lawrence.
Yeah. I call him
Trevor
Sunshine.
Lawrence.
Sunshine.
I call him
Sunshine. You know he's gonna.
Sunshine.
He just got paid too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He just for one, he's gonna go all out because for one, he just got paid. 2, the man just found out that he's gonna be a daddy. So he's gonna go all out. He's gonna go all out.
Well, I think Houston has to be successful with all the tools. If not, it'll be
they're gonna have to be
it's
successful.
going
And
to be a situation.
Yeah.
If not, all the
I
shit
think
they're doing.
it'll be Houston, Jacksonville, Indy, and Tennessee.
I think Indy's good though. I don't know that they're ready, but I like Indy's. I like what Indy's doing. I like their quarterback. I think Tennessee's clearly last. I think injuries are going to play a lot. I would have to go. I don't know. I would have to go Houston, Jacksonville, Indy, Tennessee as well. Again, it's interesting, right? How how things change. Houston, make no mistake, people. They went out and got a crap load of players already on top of the playoff team. So there's no more excuses.
They literally bought a team.
Yeah. So JoJo, thank you so much, Joe. $5 super chat for JoJo.
Well, what they did is they did exactly what a good organization should do is stack the talent as much as you can when you have a quarterback on a rookie contract.
Thanks,
they went out and got Joe Mixon. They traded for Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
That offense is pretty solid. And then Will Anderson, he's a defensive rookie of the year last year. And then to bring in Daniil Hunter, they did exactly what a good Al Shahir, that linebacker.
Yeah, that's who I wanted.
And they got him from the Titans.
Yeah.
Yep, that's who I wanted, but we don't do nothing. So
that's what a good
we don't do
does.
nothing.
Capitalize when you have a quarterback on a rookie contract.
We lost Troy, huh? So, but yeah, Mark Holmes, I need the pork shoulder recipe. There you go. It's not about the recipe. It's about how you cook it. And he does it old school. Not me. All right, let's round it out then. Coyotes, our division should be fun this year. Nice. See, I think people like us talking about this. So, yeah, I'm glad. Listen, people get all worked up over this crap on TV. We're just the, what happened? We're like the pigeons. Is the stream still good? Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, we're good.
It says not connected. Or maybe it's me.
I can hear you.
I know you can, but that's is that the Zoom? Let me see. Oh no, it says live. Let me go back in.
Zoom's good.
Yeah, that's weird. Everything went down. So, Coyote is in. Let's see. That was weird. It said I had no connection on my end. Nobody asked you to come over for dinner. Who, me? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why you come out? I said it was good. Yeah, everything crashed on my end, Drew.
But so Brian, you got some meatloaf, don't you? Did Mama make you some meatloaf for you?
The meatloaf. Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, thank you, Coyote. No, I said you do it the old school way, Mark. That's all I said. What's wrong with that? You don't like the word old in it? What? You have great pulled pork. Pause. Mark only has seats available for Dak. No one else. I've been kicked out since but anyway, let's get to the AFC West. AFC West, people. Denver, the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Chargers.
KC, the Chargers.
I never said it was bland. I said
Denver. So I got KC.
Don't get me in trouble.
The Chargers, Denver, and the Raiders. In that order.
No, you're wrong. Anyway, go ahead. Next. I don't know what Thomas is doing. I'm getting dizzy. I can't look at him.
Oh, okay.
What do you got, Tom?
I got to go with KC. Got to go with KC. I'm going with the Raiders.
Yeah.
For some crazy reason, I got to go with the Raiders finishing second. And I got to go with Denver and Los Angeles, not the Rams, but the Chargers.
I'm not invited now, Mark. Thanks, buddy.
Looking up the rear.
We're not invited
Pause.
anymore.
Pause. You heard what I said. I said pause, Brian.
No, I don't know what Mark's talking about. I'm not invited, so whatever. I don't know what I did now, but yeah, I don't know. Rob, what do you think?
I think it's going to be clearly KC. I think it's going to be KC. I think it's going to be the Chargers, followed by the Raiders and the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking. I'm doing everything I can not to pick the Chiefs, but I can't. I think it's going to be the Chiefs. I think the Chargers are going to be better. So I would say Chiefs. Now, what's the Broncos look like? I mean,
I live in Denver. I'm just a little bit north of Denver, so I could tell you, Bo Nix. They're just I think they're just in a straight rebuild stage.
Yeah.
I mean, they got rid of Jerry Jeudy. They've lost some talent. There's talks about their GM being out the door after this year if they don't get it right. And so I think Denver's going to finish last.
Yeah, so I would go, if that's the case, I might lean towards whoever said Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. That's probably
what I said.
I'd say that why? Because I like what Harbaugh can bring. I think he's going to really help. So we'll see what they do with their receivers. Do we know what the Chargers added? Because we know we lost both of their receivers, didn't they? Didn't they lose both of them?
Keenan Allen went to Chicago, and Mike Williams went to.
Yeah. Let me look it up. Look at Chargers receivers.
The Chargers they picked up the starting tailback from Baltimore. What's his name?
The tailback, Gus Edwards. Yeah.
But they got Gus. They got
Dobbins.
him and
J.K.
they got him and Dobbins.
Well, Dobbins is coming back from that horrendous knee injury. Brian Mark wasn't talking about you.
But you don't.
Okay.
He's a check mark because you don't.
Look, what the hell?
He's a check mark because you don't know which JC. You don't know which Dobbins is going to show up.
They got a Joshua Palmer, DJ Chark, Quentin Johnson, and Ladd McConkey. Okay, they got Ladd McConkey. So
Joshua Palmer is from here.
He played football out of Georgia.
Yeah, and then you got Quentin Johnson, who was kind of a disappointment at TCU, right?
Palmer was a disappointment last year too.
DJ Chark, Davis, so I would say it's kind of a question mark with the receivers. We'll see what Ladd can do as a rookie. It's not normally unless you're high end. Their defense, the Puna Ford, okay, Joey Bosa Jr. Oh, they got Junior Colson, Khalil Mack. I did hear that Khalil Mack might be on the trade block, but then they just get him.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
No, they've had him.
I heard that Khalil was going to go to trade in March.
Asante Samuel, Derwin. I love Derwin James.
Derwin James is awesome.
Poor guy can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So I like their defense. I don't know. We'll see. But from afar, it's kind of cool looking at it. You know what I mean? So that was, that's cool. Mac is washed up. Yeah, I heard somebody trying to get out. Everybody wants to come to Dallas to pick up their expensive toys that are no longer shiny. It's like, why are you coming to us?
He still had 17 sacks last year for being washed up.
I don't think he's washed.
I'll take him.
Yeah,
I mean he's old.
Washed. I think
older.
I'll take him.
Yeah,
I'll take him.
Shit, them 17 sacks. Yeah, that's Hall of Fame written all over.
David says Cowboys are winning the East.
Huh?
Eagles are better.
You say
what? Y'all going to say Philly? No, I didn't say that. Somebody in the chat says Cowboys are winning the East. Cowboys can win the East, but to me, a lot of things have to go right for them, and they got to get lucky. I just think they got to get lucky because they got to hope that the Eagles. That Kellen Moore can't get out of his own way, and they got to hope that Eagles defense doesn't pick up Vic Fangio's system. If that happens, then Dallas has a very good chance to win in the East, or they could, or it brings the other teams in. If Dallas isn't that great, then it brings in the Washington.
Yeah.
So again, there's a lot of questions. Eagles have a lot of question marks. Dallas has a lot of question marks, but the Eagles are the most talented offense in the whole league, let alone division. Just how is it going to come together? That's my whole thing. We could sit here and argue about you hate Dallas. I don't hate the Eagles, but I don't root for the Eagles. That doesn't matter. What matters is how the offense comes together. How you going to go out week 1 and beat the Green Bay Packers with a new offense? If you can, great. That's exciting. If you can't, then everybody's going to be holding their breath until you play another good team. Won't be week 2. You should roll, but it's like that's how it's going to be, people. You can flex all you want. That's what it is. If you go out and you beat a Green Bay convincingly and the offense looks phenomenal, then shit, watch out. So we'll see. There is a David Bylear, been an asshole for years. Why are you calling my guys assholes? What happened? He's a church-going man. I don't think David ever did anything. There's a channel developed to dogging Mark Holmes. Not a fan. Just showed up in my feed. No, he's talking. Wait, what did Mark say? Oh, okay. You're talking about FJ. I thought you were talking about David. I'm like, David's a nice guy. Why? Oh shit. Oh God. Yes. Okay.
So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Brandon Cooks this upcoming season? I mean, I hear Mark Holmes saying, "Watch out for Brandon Cooks this season." In a video he did earlier.
I'm gonna take.
What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna start there. He came on. Listen, Rob. Again, remember Dallas had a bye week. Thomas, when was Dallas's bye last year? It was early. Remember they didn't do nothing.
It was early.
Week 6.
Yes, it was.
Maybe?
It was about the
week 6.
I think it was around some like weeks between week 6 and week 9.
Yeah, let me look here.
Because after that bye, we just kicked ass.
Yeah, let me look real fast before because I want to talk about something. Okay, we had a bye week. Let's look at this. I don't know why.
Because I think our back came after that San Francisco loss.
Yeah, there it is right here.
No, it was after the Chargers. It was after the Chargers won.
We had
you guys had
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, it was after
7.
the Monday night game against the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Okay.
Yeah, I knew I was right.
Week 7.
I knew I was right because I said between week 6 and week 9.
And we were 1, 2, 3. We were 4-2, but our offense was not good. Not good. Even though we won 40-0. I was at that game at MetLife. Then we came home and we beat the Aaron Rodgers-less Jets 30-10.
I was at that game.
Then we went to Arizona. It seemed like looking back, it seems like Arizona was way down the line more, it seems like, but it wasn't. It was only week 3. We lost 28-16, and it really wasn't as close as the score would indicate. And then we won 38-3. This was a year of blowouts for Dallas against New England.
Yeah.
Then we went to San Fran and lost 42-10 on Sunday Night Football. Then we beat the Chargers in a dogfight 20-17 on Monday night the following week. So that was a tough one, but we ended up getting a win. But our offense was struggling. Remember how bad it looked in San Fran? Didn't look much better in LA Chargers. So they went in a room, and you asked me about Brandon Cooks, and Brandon was non-existent. He was non-existent, and they went in and they pretty much changed the whole offense. They changed what they were doing, and the key to it, Rob, was motion. They upped the motion big time. Everything they ran had motion. That's when you saw CD motioning and ended up in the slot. It's hard to guard a guy. And yes, Big Sills, you're wrong. Drew, you're wrong. Your safeties aren't covering CD Lamb. That's not how it works. Corners travel. Again, most teams play a nickel or a dime. You will have a corner against CD with safety over the top. So this narrative that CD is just a slot corner, great. I don't have a problem with that. But then don't embarrass, me by saying it was against the safety because that was just wrong. Sorry, that's blatantly wrong. But anyway, Brandon Cook started coming on as the year progressed. So, and he was really at his best at the end of the year. I expect them to hit the ground running, Rob. You asked me a question. It was a long-winded answer. But what do you guys think about Brandon Cooks?
I think he'll still be a number 2, in my opinion.
Any plans of possibly moving him into the slot? I mean, I know there are jokes about CD being in the slot and everything, but he's getting up there in age. I think he'll be 31 now in September. Brandon Cooks will be. Possibly putting Tolbert on the outside and maybe Cooks in the slot.
Well, I'm looking at it, and I want to go back, and we'll go game by game. Week 1, he had 6 receptions for 39 yards. Wait, hold on. Yeah.
No, he had 2 for 4.
Well, look, what am I looking at? I'm looking at 2023 regular season at Washington. So maybe I don't have the right player. Maybe I thought it was Brandon Cooks.
I thought you opened up against the Giants 40-0.
Yeah,
so
I know. So this must be a different.
Yeah, 2 for 22 that game. No touchdowns. Next week, 2 for 7.
That's what I was
17.
saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah,
Brian is dark out here now.
Yes, it is. Do you have?
Yeah, he did print it up after the bye.
Yeah. Do you have the week by week in front of you?
I do.
All right. Well, go ahead. Read it off then.
Week 1, he had 2 receptions for 22 yards. Week 2, 2 receptions for 17 yards.
Yeah.
4 receptions for 27 yards. 1 for 7. That was against the Niners.
Horrible, right?
Yeah. The Chargers 4 for 36 and a touchdown. Rams 3 for 49 and a touchdown. Philly 1 for 7 yards.
All right.
That's it. And then he had a breakout game against the Giants, 9 receptions for 173 yards and a touchdown. 3 for 42 against the Panthers, 4 for 72 and a touchdown in Washington, 4 for 45 and a touchdown against Seattle, 2 for 37 against Philly.
I don't think he ever blew up then.
No, he really never blew up. His beyond that 9 reception game against the Giants, his next best game was 6 receptions for 39 yards and a touchdown against Washington.
That's a low end. And he was coming on, and I think he'll. I don't know if we can expect him to be better. I think he's a number 3. I think he's a guy who can stretch the field in a perfect world. So we'll see. Again, that's another area where everybody says we have all this talent, Rob, and people, well, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, let's be honest, people. Let's just, let's take off our favoritism and the goggles and just, let's be honest. He had CD Lamb and not much else, people. Dak. So
yeah, Twiz just said that as well, and I agree. I was really surprised that you either in the draft or in free agency didn't go out and try to get you a little bit more depth.
For people to be honest, we didn't even have a good running game. Okay, our running game was below average last year, and that's why you saw the emergence of Jake Ferguson. Why? Because they had nobody else. So we'll see. Our offense is going to be interesting. I like the young Jalen Brooks and the young and Jalen Tolbert, but they got to step up. Again, me liking them ain't gonna make them be. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what they do. Now, how was your running game when Pollard had 1,000? He wasn't great last year. Philly old head. He wasn't great. Pollard was banged up and he wasn't great.
Do you think Pollard would still be the best back as far as anything that you have on your current roster?
Probably, yeah. I would say a year removed from. I would say a year removed. Yes, I would. Yes.
So with all those numbers I ranted off as far as for Brandon Cooks, his overall numbers last season was 54 receptions for 657 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah. So to me, that's a number 3 if you ask me.
That is a 3.
So again, I mean, how many yards did Devontae Smith have? How many yards did AJ Brown have? How many yards? That's the difference, people. So again, that's So
Devontae is the one on any other team in the NFL, in my opinion. I'm not saying he'd be a number one like in Minnesota, when you have, but I'm just saying like any other team for the most part out there, Devontae would be a number one. I mean, we have like a 1A and 1B in Philly.
Now let me ask you. Let me ask you this: is Devontae good because of AJ, or do you think if AJ wasn't there, Devontae would be doing the same thing?
Well, Devontae's playoff game against Tampa Bay was really good with no AJ overall.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I said I liked him. I like him better than AJ. I'm not saying he's better than AJ. I like him better because I like the person better. I like everything about him. He took less money for the team. AJ Brown is a stud receiver, but he's a bit of a diva like a lot of receivers, not just him. And I just think Devontae is he's just a great teammate. I'm glad we could help you out with him.
Right.
Fucking idiots we are.
Yeah, that trade.
Yeah, well, we got Parsons, so it's not
you did
all
get Parsons,
that.
yeah. So it was a win-win.
Wouldn't it be funny if Parsons ended up with the Eagles and you get them both?
Oh, right. That'd be great, especially since our defense isn't up to par at the moment as far as linebackers go.
Yeah, Drew, I think A.J. Brown's numbers got better in Philly, though, than in Tennessee. I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think that was a horrible trade for the Tennessee Titans.
After that Titans game, that when Philly played Tennessee that year after the trade, after that game, that they fired their GM like 3 days ago. Titans did. Because AJ went off in that game against Tennessee. He had like 2 touchdowns, 100 and something yards, and they knew it was a bad trade. I mean, regardless that we gave up a number one for him, we had 2 number ones that year anyway. So it's not like we lost our number one and it hurt us as far as draft capital. And we clearly couldn't draft a receiver prior to that. So getting AJ Brown, I mean, we had Devontae, but we missed on Arcega-Whiteside. We missed on Jalen Reagor. So yeah, AJ Brown was a damn good pickup.
That's what I said. I would say Devontae Smith was a great get because AJ was a trade. He wasn't a homegrown talent. So I again, like when he says hands down and caps through, again, I think it's close. I like A.J. Brown, but I think if a lot of teams are starting a team, I think a lot of them would go with CD, and I'm not trying to disrespect you, but I don't care. If you want to say A.J. is slightly better, great. I sleep fine either way. You're entitled to your opinion. I just know CD, ever since the drop in New York, has been on a tear, whether he's on the inside or the outside. He's been a one-man wrecking machine, and it's hard to do that when I understand you get targets. I understand you're the only option, but in these leagues, they could take one guy out. Let's not forget, I'm not trying to bash, but Stephon Gilmore shut A.J. Brown down last year, and a guy who's out of a job this year. So for whatever reason, Stephon Gilmore was able to shut A.J. Brown down the one game. So shit happens. That's all I'm saying. I love A.J. Brown. I think he's a hell of a receiver, but I'm not going to get into, this guy, that. I think Justin Jefferson's better than them all. How's that? I think Justin Jefferson, for 4 years straight, has run the best routes in the league. It's not about, he's just a great route runner. It's not about scheme, where Dallas has to scheme his CD open. I think Justin Jefferson's a better route runner than CeeDee Lamb. He should get paid more than CeeDee Lamb. So that's why I'm going to be annoyed if CD gets more than Justin, because she don't deserve it. That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm right. But listen, you say one game. That's all we're going off of. One game. That's like, okay. He did cook Bland. One game, he did.
You know who couldn't cover A.J. Brown was
Gotta keep it 100
in the Super Bowl. Well, that's one thing. I like AJ over CD with as far as the mentality of being a dog. I think he's a
Yeah,
dog.
he's close.
Where CD he got pushed around in that Green Bay game. I saw one play like after the play where he either dropped it or something happened, and the cornerback or something pushed him, and he just turned around and looked at him and kept walking. I'm like, come on, man, like be that dog, like show that grit, And AJ he shows that, like even when we're losing. I mean, and I get it, some of his frustration, but he's that dog.
Yeah.
And in that Super Bowl, man, AJ Brown had a damn good Super Bowl. He showed up in the biggest moments. That touchdown that he caught from Hurts in that Super Bowl was pretty solid over Ladarius Sneed. I mean, so you can go either way. I mean, you're not wrong.
I don't care. That's the thing. I think they're both behind Jefferson. My opinion. So what does it really matter whether it's okay? I'm fine with CD being top 5. You know who I like? I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Funny enough, he plays the slots. What does that mean? He's a bad player? No, he's an unbelievable player. He might be better than all of them when it's all said and done. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, but again, it don't really matter to me. They're all good. They're all number ones. So, and I think it's important. You say that Devontae Smith killed it in the playoff game. You got killed. So I don't really know whether it was garbage yards. I mean, I don't know. Who cares? I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 8 for 148. But my point behind it is that AJ wasn't on the field. So it's not like the attention was put on AJ.
What was the score of the game? I mean, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But again, I still think that Devontae could be a number one on most teams.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. That's why I say you have a big advantage. You have 2 number ones. You have, all right, let's go to this question. What do you think Dallas Goedert is ranked as far as tight ends are concerned?
I think he's probably top 5, 6 if he's healthy, but that's a big if. He has to stay healthy. I think Goddard's another one who I think we could hopefully next year draft. Go young and draft a tight end. I think he's top 5, top 6.
Yeah, I got a list sitting here. They got just this, so I can be. This is Adam Wells, home of the NFL. I guess it's the NFL. He just did his ratings. We can use it in a poll. In a poll of coaches, scouts, and executives conducted by ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. This is how it went. It went Travis Kelce 1, George Kittle 2, Mark Andrews 3, Sam Laporta 4, and I want to touch on Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta was Mike McCarthy was bringing up Laporta. He wanted Laporta when Dallas was on the clock. So very, very impressive how good a year he had. T.J. Hawkinson 5, which I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't either.
David Njoku 6, Dallas Goedert 7.
Okay.
Dalton Kincaid 8, Ingram 9, Dalton Schultz 10. So that was their top 10. So they have them around 7. You don't.
Or do they have Ferguson out there?
This is only top 10, so not in their top 10. So basically, you got 2 number ones. You got a top 7. I would say, arguably, you have. Let me look. I mean, like running backs. I mean, what are you? What are we talking about? I mean, what do you think the running backs are rated? Top 10 rated running backs in the NFL. Let me see.
Got to probably go with C-back number 1. Quietly, I didn't realize Devontae Smith had 7 for 100 yards in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, he had a really good Devontae Smith. He had 7 receptions for 100 yards in that Super Bowl.
Yeah. Top NFL running backs. They have McCaffrey, number 1. Josh Jacobs, number 2. Really? I don't know about that. When was this take? Oh, that was last year. Scratch that. Here we go. We'll go with PFF. How's that? PFF's normally pretty good. They got McCaffrey number 1. Let me see if I can share this. Yeah, they got McCaffrey number 1. Derrick Henry number 2.
That
Interesting.
foot injury killed him.
Jonathan Taylor, Colts number 3. Nick Chubb. Isn't he coming back from a bad injury?
I thought so, yeah. As far as Chubb goes, yeah.
Bijan Robinson, number 5. Saquon Barkley. So basically, you got 2 number 1s. You got a number 7 tight end. You got a number 6 running back. And you know your offensive line is arguably the best in the league. I'm just curious. Brees Hall, Aaron Jones, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker, Raheem Mostert. Okay.
I'd probably have Jahmyr Gibbs ranked higher than what he was.
Yeah. Tony Pollard, Isaiah Pacheco right down the street. Kyron Williams. I like James Conner. Devin A-Chain. Okay. So you get where I'm going with here is that Eagles are stacked on offense, people. They are. So, they just are stacked. Kid Cowboy can be replaced in the draft. Yes, definitely. I agree. Yeah, give me the guy out of Oklahoma State who just got popped for DUI. That's who I want next year.
Yeah. He led the nation in rushing last year.
Yeah. What was his name? He's got an interesting name. I'll look.
Dang, I just saw that on my cell phone the other day when they were talking about the DUI.
Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon is a real deal.
And thank God he didn't lead to go to the draft this year and had a DUI. Cause there's no telling what would have happened.
Yeah. How you doing, Loyal?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just letting y'all talk.
But Brian.
Yes.
Brian, getting back to CD Lamb, man. He had those 2 good years last year and the year before last. I don't know about anybody else, but I have forgotten about that drop pass in that Monday night game against the Giants.
Ever since then, he's been
lights out.
So,
and and whoever said after a mistake, whoever said forget about what happened, going to kick ass, didn't lie about that statement. That's what CeeDee Lamb did.
Yeah, he had to do it. I got the Pro Football Focus offensive line rankings going into 2024. And no surprise, the Detroit Lions are number 1. And number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. So, again, you see the theme here, people. You guys are stacked on offense. So, if Kellen Moore can get on the same page with Jalen Hurts, I expect you to do great things. If not, then somebody's got to be held responsible. You can't have all this talent and by the end of the year not be hitting. So that's all I'm saying. Then they still have Indy, which makes sense. Cleveland, the Jets, Atlanta, Chiefs, Bills, Steelers, Dallas. They have Dallas at 10. So, again, Drew, there you go. That's not a bad.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about Kellen Moore. I'm not saying this to be talking crazy or nothing. It's something that ran across my mind. Eagle fans, be careful, because the last 2 quarterbacks he has coached, he's gotten them hurt. He got Dak hurt twice. He got Herbert hurt last year when he had his hand broke. Be careful.
Oh, you got what's his name? Who's the backup? Who's the backup in Philly? Rob, Kenny Flickett.
Oh,
You got Kenny.
I didn't know if you were
Flick-
talking about Mariota last year or Flickett this year.
You got
Yeah.
Kenny Flickett, so you're good.
What did Howie say a couple years ago? We're a quarterback factory.
Yeah,
So there you go.
Yeah, we go out and get other people's quarterback. Now, actually,
Yeah.
Jalen was homegrown. So, but yeah. So again, it's just like a theme of the Eagles. You guys are rolling here. Coyote 2 seasons. The dude was padding stats. Who's that? Who we talking about? Probably
Swizz,
CD.
I agree with you. Their injuries are just part of the game, man. You never know.
Yeah,
never know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the game, but you know, whenever this offensive coordinator goes somewhere and your top dog get hurt, that'll have you thinking.
I just hope on offense, I think what we need to do is find an identity. I mean, are we going to be that running team that we used to be, as far as a smash mouth running team, and let that dictate the game, or are we going to, just fling it and RPO? And, I just think that Philly needs to find an identity.
Yeah, interesting.
And that's the one thing that I'm kind of pissed off about our team and Philadelphia, because both Brian, you know this better than I do. Dallas and Philadelphia have always been run teams.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They've always been run first teams.
Ever since we switched to this bull crap, we haven't been able to do nothing consistently.
Everybody's following the leader now.
Yep. It's a different NFL, though.
Yeah, it's a different game now.
You have to throw the ball in this league. Then you can win a game or two, like Dallas. If you look back, remember we got mauled against the Buffalo Bills. I think they threw the ball 13 times the whole game, 13 or 14 times the whole game against us.
No, we got mauled twice.
Yeah, who was the other team?
Because if you remember, Arizona got us.
Arizona.
They got us early in the year.
So, but Buffalo was embarrassing. We were never in that game. They just kept running through us. And it was like, whoa. So you can do it, but I think in order to really get the job done, it seems like all these games are close. Unfortunately, the NFL loves it, but all these games are close. Dallas played a lot of blowouts last year. They won 12 games, and they won most of them in blowout fashion. They lost a few in blowout fashion. They didn't play many close games, and they got blown out in the playoffs. So, but normally, the NFL is a last drive type team. So, it's just going to be an interesting year. It's getting closer, so I'm getting excited. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys? Just to let everybody know, I will be doing one again tomorrow at 3:30. I wanted to make up for the Wednesday that I didn't do one because I had Louis T on, which I thought went well. But any last words? Because I will be on again tomorrow at 3:30. We'll roll over the super chats, and hopefully we can give some stuff away tomorrow. But what do you
just stay safe, be respectful?
Yeah, be respectful,
and
people.
Love one another. With all this BS.
Again,
well said, brother. Well said.
That's what it's about, man. Football's starting. Let's not get this bullshit. It's not what This just makes us stronger. So I'm glad that he's okay, whether you like him or not. I'm glad Trump's okay. It's a shame that somebody passed away in the audience. They went there to support, and they leave in a bag. That's not good, people.
It's not good. Not at all.
It's not good. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Something's got to change, because I got news for you, Kid Cowboy. If Trump wins, that's great, but he's only in for 4 more years. Then what? We need to come together as a society, whether it's Trump or who the hell. We need to. Rob, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Great chat tonight. Let's keep it about football. That's what it's about. But we started it. We're going to end it. And listen, I'm going to end it with this, because I know we have a lot of Commanders fans who love it. This is for you. This is the Commander. This is the Commander song. I will talk to everybody later. Peace.
Can I say something before you sign off?
Yeah.
My home team, my loyalty. I'm at Uptown Royalty.
You follow Law Nation, don't you?
Yeah.
Well,
We fight for all DC. Who are we? I speak
facts.
I'm not
Last
making
night,
riddles.
Nation
The
went to,
Hawks open big old holes for
Michael
John
Richards
Riggle.
out
Shot
at
tellers
his
on the team.
Well, it's
You knew
it's
that
like
he
a
was
bar
smashing.
neighborhood.
Daryl Green is
And,
on the team. And you know nobody faster. Thought you was gonna score, but I knew that he would catch up. And Doug Williams was the first black quarterbacker to win
The name
the
of the
big
club is called
dance.
Playmaker
Got
88.
3 rings when in the big dance.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, we haven't decided exactly what's happening there. You know, we're going. I got to talk to Phil and see exactly when we're going. I'm going to try and get up there Wednesday if I can.
Yeah,
so
cause
I'll have plenty of
I
time.
know. Yeah, cause I know me and my cousin, we're going to the opener up in Cleveland.
I'll
And
be there, man. We got to link up, man.
right,
We got to link up.
And he said we're going to a game in Dallas. I hope that I hope it's the November 10th game, but he's saying, "Oh man, that game is gonna suck," and I'm like, "Dude, it's a divisional rival. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's a divisional rival, and it's a Sunday night game. Come on, man. That's a game. That's a game that we that we need to kick ass in. That may be a very important game leading to big things."
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, "All right, man, let me think about that." But the Dallas Washington game, I got strong feelings about that game, man, because that game may have some important implications written on it, because Dallas or Washington may be a playoff contender in that last game of the year. That's all.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm doing
family.
something.
It's all good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off.
I will see everybody tomorrow. Like whoever can make it at 3:30. All right. Everybody have a good night, people. Late.
All right,
See ya.
take it easy.
Bye.
All right, late.